Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daniel Umstead, host of the RNG radio show. And today's guest, I'm really excited. I love when I have authors on the show, but this author in particular has written The Silent Cruise, which is world renowned right now. And it's very, very, very interesting book, especially for being the first one. But ladies and gentlemen, today on the RNG radio show is none other than Ashleigh S. Wilkerson. Ashleigh, welcome to the RNG radio show. How are you doing today?
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well, doing well. So let's get into the biggest one, Ashleigh. Why did you want to become an author?
Okay, so actually I was already writing prior to my books. I was going to school studying journalism, so I've always done a lot of writing all throughout. And I had a bunch of different short stories, and I decided to finally, really push this one. I shared a little bit of it on Facebook and I think Tumblr. And then I was talking to a friend and I was like, oh, I think maybe I'm going to try to push it out, to get it published. And I decided to shoot my shot and it worked. The publisher liked it from the first little snippet. She said, send me, I think I sent maybe 2 more pages. And then from there, we've just been going.
Wow, that's awesome. And when did you write your first book?
The first one came out, The Silent Curse, on June 12th, 2018.
Okay. Oh, recent. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And what book are you currently, or what number book are you currently working on right now?
I'm on my 5th now.
That's awesome, Ashleigh. I mean,
Thank you.
You hear so many people. I've had authors, and just in comparison, not knocking the authors that were already on the show, but just in comparison, I've had authors who wrote a book 10 years ago, and now they're working on their second. For you, hearing that you're working on your 5th book, and we're still in 2020 with everything currently going on right now.
We are. So much is going on. Oh my gosh. It's definitely a blessing, though. It's been a lot, but it's definitely a blessing.
Yes, definitely 100% agree with that. Now, before we move on with the interview, where can folks actually find more information about you and your books, or just going to purchase a book?
Okay, so all of them are right now on Amazon, all 4. The Silent Curse, Still Kirstenstein Karma, Curse to the End, and 12 are all on Amazon.
Okay, awesome.
And if you even want to know a little bit more about the publisher too, on Black Gold Publishing. Okay. They're all located there as well.
All right, cool. And where can folks find you at on social media, Ashleigh?
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook at Ashleigh S. Wilkerson, and Instagram Ashley_S_Wilkerson. And my website as well, ashleighswilkerson.com.
Perfect. Now, with writing and everything like that, what do you typically write about? I know some people usually do childhood stories. Other folks are talking about current events. Some just go all wild and do some horrific, scary type stuff. What is typically the audience that you're trying to focus on, or the genre that you're trying to reach out to for folks when they do read your books?
Okay, so The Silent Curse is a series. They're all murder mystery kind of thing, and it's it's fake stories, but it's a whole lot of mystery to it. 12 is a book of poetry, so that's something basically for everyone. 12 has stuff about just spiritual stuff, and and healing and love and nature, something for everyone, to enjoy, just to focus on self-love a lot. And then The Silent Curse, like I said, is more, it's a little bit not scary, but it's definitely edgy, you're gonna be holding onto your seat. So I kind of want to make something for everyone. My next book is about an interracial love story and talking about some of the stuff we're going through right now. So I just want to keep, making stuff, staying open to every lane, basically. And I'm also working on a kids series too. So.
Oh, well, that actually being on my next question. So, so as far as talk about the kids series and what else other projects that you currently got going on.
Okay, so the kids series is based on 2 little girls. And basically they're doing some kind of traveling, throughout the stories. And they're I think I said 5 and 7. And the 2 little girls, because I have a younger sister. So when we were little, she would always be oh, can you tell me a story? So she could go to sleep. So that was where the concept came from, with that kind of thing. And just, a lot of that is going to also reflect on little girls, self-love and enjoying their hairstyle and their heritage, stuff like that. Their dreams, they're traveling to their different nationalities, their background or whatever. So just a lot of that, see what little kids are really into now. Some of my little cousins, they read a lot of different books. So I'm trying to, mix stuff with them and then mix stuff with me and my sister had.
Okay. And typically, how do you choose your characters? I mean, you had talked about the murder mystery. You talked, of course, about the series just recently now. And, even with the love story, how do you find the inspiration to get these characters into the book?
Okay. So I guess we could start with the one I'm doing now. the interracial love story. It's a mix of my great-grandparents and my grandparents, their story, like how they met and stuff. But the characters are still fictional, but like basically stuff that they went through then. And then I basically picked their names like around like their type of names. Like they're similar, but not the same exactly. The other characters in the Silent Curse series, I basically went off like different things that I've liked like all throughout. Like okay, like what was it? One of the characters, his name is Justice McCall. My grandfather's last name is McFall, and Justice, like Poetic Justice, was one of my favorite movies. And I also went to study law for a hot second in 5th grade. so like I found like that, and like I basically do that with a lot of names, like the stuff that Mariah, the main character in the book. Mariah's name is a mix from Mary and Mariah Carey and Mary J. Blige, my 2 favorite singers. So I put the name. I like the name Mariah more, so I picked that name, but they're very similar too. So it's just basically things like I've either like been able to experience on my own or relate to, or stuff that's inspired me. That's how I pick like their names, their places. The story takes place in Raleigh, North Carolina. My name, the way the ending of my name is spelled, that's why I picked Raleigh like that. And I've also, got family out there. So it's just things that's inspired me, taking place like all throughout. I put into these books too, but they're still fake. Like
I love that. Well, yeah, because you hear a lot of people, if they do find an inspiration, and it's usually like a quick switch of characters, whether it be gender or their name. Jeffrey is now Jessica. Jessica is now Jeffrey. Daniel is now Danielle. It's like,
exactly.
What are they talking about? But I like how with, Ashleigh, your name, switching over to Raleigh, North Carolina, that's really, really great. Another question I wanted to ask you, I know you talked about Mary J. Blige and Mariah Carey. If you could be in the room with one person, who would you choose and why?
With one person?
Yeah, as far as just that one person that you could just pull information from, pull that motivation from, who would you choose and why?
I think so before writing, my original dream of ever has always been music. I started writing music and stuff too before anything. And my favorite singer, like out of the two, if I had to pick, I would have to go with Mary J.
Okay.
Because of just basically her story, how raw she's been, stuff she's been through, going from point A to where she is now, and she's still climbing up still. Like there's no stopping her. I think that's what I'm most inspired by. Like I said, you can think back to all her old songs. I still listen to them today, So that's the kind of longevity I want to have. Like I want somebody to pick up my book and then like 15 years later, like, oh, I read this book too, Like I'm just inspired by her story, period. So I think it would be her. Like I could learn a lot from her.
I love that. And we, you just touched on longevity, which actually leads me to my next question. Since 2018, you said that you're 5 books in, practically 5 books in, because I know you said you worked on a 5th one, but we're already calling that done and over with. Where do you see yourself come 2023? Because you're averaging 2.5 books a year. So are we expecting additional 2.5 books every year? Or where else is Ashleigh Wilkerson gonna be at?
I'm definitely hoping so. So with the kids series, my sister and I, we already got the first 2 out. So that's definitely another 2 right there. I'm hoping to do another one after the chapter book that I'm writing now. It's called She Was Colorblind. I'm hoping overall, to just keep going, pushing out as many as I can, as long as I have the God-given ability, as many as possible, just to write any and everything.
Love that. I love that. And before we continue on, where can folks find you at on social media again?
Again, you can find me on Facebook at Ashleigh S. Wilkerson and on Instagram, Ashleigh_S_Wilkerson. Awesome. And on my website, ashleighswilkerson.com. Perfect.
And then another question I always ask, because entrepreneurs, business owners, and even authors, because that's definitely a whole separate category in itself. You push the material out and you're just waiting, for somebody to pick it up. What advice would you give to somebody who's looking to get started actually being an author or just has that writing block?
I would say just go for it. Like, don't be discouraged. Don't be scared of the word no. You're only as far as you want yourself to be. Start now. Also, don't be afraid to ask for help too. I was helping a couple people like with ghostwriting. And, and a lot of people have great ideas, but sometimes you just need a little help, a little tweaking. Don't be afraid of that. Like whatever your story is, someone needs to hear your story. Get that story out. by all means necessary.
Okay. Now, you had mentioned ghostwriting. Is this something that you would do for everybody, or is it just close friends and family?
Oh, no, definitely. Anyone. If they want it, just let me know. We can definitely talk. Between that, editing, we can definitely talk about it.
Okay, cool. Awesome. And before I get to my last question, where are your books available at where folks can go purchase?
They're all available on Amazon.com and BlackGoldPublishing.com.
Love it, love it. And Ashleigh, the last question that I like to ask folks while they're on the show, is there anything else folks should know about Ashleigh Else Wilkerson before we leave you today?
Something else you should know is that no matter what comes my way, I'm not going to give up. This year really, really shocked me a lot with everything going on between the pandemic, between, a lot of the racism going on. And then I also just got my gallbladder out, and that was totally unexpected last week. So I overall just feel, no matter what, don't give up, keep pushing forward. And if you want it, you're going to make it happen. No excuses.
Love that, love that. Well, I'm glad that you have a successful recovery
Thank
from
you.
getting the gallbladder removed.
Yeah.
And honor just to have you on the radio show.
I'm honored. Thank you.
Definitely. Well, Ashleigh, I want to thank you again so much for being on the RNG radio show. It was great to have you here. Folks, you heard it first. Ashleigh Else Wilkerson, world-renowned author with her book, The Silent Cruise, plus many other titles which you can find on Amazon. Ashleigh, thanks again for being on the RNG radio show.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely. And for the folks at home, be sure to check out the RNG radio show Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. on Facebook Live, or you can catch the replay with great interviews such as these on YouTube. Ashleigh, thanks again for being on the show.
Thank you. Have a great one.
You too.
Fleslet on the beat.